how's everybody doing? Whitey Jenkins here for the Whitey Jenkins Show, and I'm joined, of course, by my cousin Delbert Jenkins. How you doing, Delbert?
What's going on, Whitey? We missed you.
Man, I appreciate you getting things handled last week. That interview with Stevie Idle, who I think he thought he was talking to me the whole time. I ain't seen Stevie in a while. He's kind of out there, so to speak. But I mean, you did a good job with him. You drug an interview out of him, and that's more than most folks could have done with that guy.
He's hard to talk to. That one.
Yeah, that's putting it politely, is all I can say. But you got through it, and we back here. We just had Thanksgiving. I know you're real thankful for that new job of yours. How's that job going, Delbert?
Let me tell you something, Whitey. I've been a boss this last week. Not only did I handle and hold down things here at the Whitey Jenkins Show, I also have been able to be the #1 biscuit maker at my job. I'm the best.
Holy cow. I mean, #1, it don't get no better than #1 to be the best. I mean, I've always said, man, you make a hell of a biscuit. There ain't no two ways about it.
I'm pretty good at making biscuits. And see, there it's time. I go in early in the morning, see when nobody's there, and I get the dough ready. I'm probably the best biscuit maker they've ever had.
So, I mean, do you get up early in the morning, or do you just stay up all through the night, go in and make you biscuits, and then come in and crash?
Oh, you know what? This is my boss calling here, Whitey. Hold on, let me take this real quick. I'm sorry, this is unprofessional. Let me take this.
That's fine, man.
This is my boss. I'm sorry. Hello?
Delbert?
Yes, sir.
Delbert, it's Mr. Hinckley from Hardee's.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Hinckley?
Delbert, some concerning information's come to my attention.
What's that?
I'm looking at the video camera.
Yeah.
Do you have your penis out through your pants up behind your apron?
Yeah, but it was behind my apron. Nobody could see it.
Delbert! What are you doing, Delbert?
Well, it was behind my apron. Nobody could see it. It was kind of just a little joke.
Me, Delbert? I'm watching you.
I didn't know you couldn't do that.
If my kids was here, I'd have to put a parental block on, Delbert.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hinckley.
Beyond the prize.
I'm
And you're stroking yourself under your apron and cooking fries.
Well,
What's wrong with you?
Nobody knew it was a contest. Me and Devon was running in the back.
Devon? I don't see Devon. What are you talking about?
No, Devon did it too. He had his wiener out under his apron also.
Delbert, who do you think came to me?
Devon sold me out.
Devon.
That son of a bitch. When I get back to work, I'm going to kick Devon right in the beanbag.
If you're dumb enough to listen to Devon on anything, you're too dumb to work here, son.
You can't fire me, Mr. Hinckley. That job's all I got.
Delbert, you are fired and you consider yourself criminal trespass.
Criminal trespass? I didn't even do it. Mr. Hinckley. Wait a minute. Mr. Hinckley, hear me out. Mr. Hinckley. Well, damn. I guess I just got fired from my job, Whitey.
You got set up's what you got.
You know what? That
Devon.
Devon in the back, he said it'd be funny. We'll take our wieners out. We'll keep them under our aprons. And then he went and told on me.
Because he was jealous that you was making the best biscuits and everybody was carrying on about it. Because, I mean, everybody in town's been talking about it. I mean, they've been lined up around that thing out in the street.
That no good son of a bitch.
What a piece of shit. Well, I mean,
oh.
Damn. Well, I mean, I thought he was calling to give you a raise or nothing else. I figured Devon called out again and you was having to go in. I mean, that's the other thing, too. Devon's been calling out. You've been having to work, extra shifts down there to cover for that sumbitch.
Covering for Devon.
I mean, for another thing, I mean, when you got hired, I mean, you had to watch one of them old training, like, VHS videos, right?
Right.
Did it specifically say You can't have your pecker out under your apron. Did it say that?
Nowhere in that, in the videos or the handbook, did it ever say you couldn't have your wiener out.
Well, we may have to get a hold of Justin Klein. We may have to get an attorney on this thing, sue their ass, and get you.
I
Not
can't.
only you get your job back, then you might get his job, Mr. Hinckley's job. It might be Mr. Jenkins down there.
I can't believe this, Whitey. You know what? This is the worst probably Thanksgiving I think I've ever had. I thought everything was looking up.
I mean, I did too. I mean, I wasn't even going to bring up my problems because I know you was having a good Thanksgiving, and I didn't want to rain on your parade. But I mean, you remember last year when y'all was going to come over and I was going to deep fry the turkey, and I mean, we won't talk about how that turned out.
I remember we ended up going to the Denny's.
This year I had watched like 4 different videos on the YouTubes. I thought I had the whole thing figured out. I was going to deep fry us a turkey. I was going to invite y'all over there. And well, I mean, you know how they say the picture speaks 1,000 words, or however that goes.
Yeah,
there's like 10,000 words right here. That's the trailer.
Whitey.
Yeah.
Whitey, that was a brand new to you trailer.
I know. I mean, I just had that sumbitch fumigated like 2 days before Thanksgiving. All the bugs is out of it. All the well, not all the rats, if you know what I mean. But all the rodents was out there anyway. And I mean, okay, so the fireman told me that you ain't supposed to do that inside in the kitchen. Well, I thought that's where
Why
you cook
not?
the damn kitchen.
Why not? Why can't you do it inside?
I mean, even last year when I burnt that other trailer down, they didn't tell me that was the problem. I shouldn't have had it inside. They just said I dropped it in there too fast. I mean, I did it. I hook shot it up in there like Larry Bird, and then of course all hell broke loose.
What are they wanting you to do exactly? Take it out in the yard so some crackhead come along and steal your bird?
Exactly. I'm like, I live in a trailer park, Mr. Officer. You leave your bird out here frying, it's gonna get gone in a hurry, as well as your fryer. And he said, maybe you just can't. Maybe you need to go get one from Popeyes. I said, hey, buddy, not all of us are freaking rich, okay? Just go buy a deep fried turkey at Popeyes. Okay, all right. I guess I won the damn lottery last week, big shot.
What does that make? That's got to be your 4th trailer in 2 years, Whitey.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might have started getting some kind of insurance on these things or something.
It probably would help if you had some insurance. You know, we had the Great Meth Fire in 21. Took that little trailer out. That was a beautiful trailer.
I mean, that had the damn vinyl siding on it. It had the what you call them, the shutters on the windows and all. I mean, that was a first class rig right there. And,
it was super nice. It was one of them Coleman County specials. I love that trailer.
Coleman County Liquidators up there had that fancy commercial back in the day. It even had that. Remember, it was called the Honeymooner. It was called the Honeymooner trailer because it had that heart-shaped hot tub in there.
I remember that. You used to store stuff in that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't. Who could afford that kind of water bill? I mean, I ran it that first month, and then when the water bill came, I about had the big one like Fred damn Sanford up there, you know. But boy, I tell you what, I got more ass in the toilet seat while that thing was running. The ladies like that son of a bitch.
It's too much. Well, I hate to hear that, Whitey. I can't believe our luck. You know, the chips are really down for the Jenkins boys this holiday season.
It is. But I'll give you credit, Delbert. Even though I know Thanksgiving Day didn't go great, we're not going to go into that right now. I know that for legal reasons, we're not allowed to talk about the incident at Family Jewel. Maybe once that goes to court, we can talk about it openly. But right now, I've been told that we cannot comment, and that Cuck Chad has been detained, and he's not allowed to comment. Well, maybe one day that they'll open the records on all that. But
they detained. He's been kidnapped. They come drug him out of the goddamn locker room.
I know. But come to find out, those were undercover. What do they call them? DEA. And there was some kind of some informant called and let them know. So Cuck Chad is what I guess some people refer to as wanted. He had some warrants on him for this and that, and I guess somebody stooged it off that he was booked for family jewels. So the agents stormed the locker room and took him out of there. Which, I mean, I hate it for Cuck Chad, but I mean, I was a little nervous they was gonna snatch my ass up. But I guess they had their eyes on the prize for old Cuck Chad, and they got him, didn't get me. I got out the back door. And that's where some of the controversy started because people thought I was trying to make off with all the money. But by the time the heat died down and all the cops were gone and I came back, all the wrestlers had left anyway. So, I mean, me and you just went to the damn, what's that, Western Sizzling Buffet up there in Boaz and had us a good dinner. And I'll just owe them the rest. I mean, if anybody shows back up, I'll be glad to give them their payoffs. Not right now, because I mean I'm a little, cash.
Everybody that turned out, it's not our fault. We tried to put the event together. Hey, you can't have a death match without a death. We had nobody that was willing to kill or be killed. We had nobody. So I mean, we were dead in the water.
But I'm glad you said that, because despite how poorly things are going for right now, we sat down and figured out that, and this is before you lost your job. Hell, when we talked about this on not Good Friday, Black Friday.
We had funding.
We sat down.
Yeah, we had funding and possibly a sponsorship. We had funding and possibly a sponsorship.
Was going to be the damn main sponsor, but so we're gonna try to get some of that, good karma. Like, remember that TV show we used to watch with that dude Earl on there? And he had that list. Yeah. He's trying to do good stuff so he can get better. Well, I decided that maybe if we get us some good karmas going, it's go better for us. So we are going to give back to the community. We're going to help the cheerings out there with Delbert Jenkins Deathmatch Toy Drive, Friday, December the 23rd. So that's Christmas Eve. Now, the Alabama State Commission gets a little crazy about these death matches, so it's going to be in an undisclosed location here in Alabama. If you want to know where it's at, hit up producer Smokey, or you can private message me or Delbert on the Facebooks, and we'll send you over directions to where it's going to be. But it's going to be on December 23rd. Bail time's going to be 6 p.m. because it's outside and it starts getting dark. It's hard to see them death matches. And the admission is going to be one unopened toy, but it's got to be blood free. There can't be no blood on it. You remember last time we did one of these at a death match?
I remember.
Don Moxley got over there against Cactus Zach and double arm DDT'd him into the damn box of toys. So all the toys had blood on them. And some of them got a little tore up. And then turns out, the damn toys for tots, they desperate for toys, but let them have a little blood on them. All of a sudden, they're like, no, we can't give these toys to the tots because they got blood on them. Like, well, hell, beggars can't be choosers, some bitch. But we're going to try to do our best to make sure these toys ain't got no bloods on them. We can give them to the tots.
No blood on the toys. And please, people, remember, this is Delbert Jenkins Toy Drive for kids. Last year, we kept getting weird toys that were not for kids.
Yeah, I mean, they were thinking, we did 2 different ones last year. We did and that's why we named it the way we did, Delbert Jenkins Deathmatch Toy Drive. And then we had that one called Toys for Thoughts, the THOTS, and that was to get the sex toys for the hooers at the trailer park that was, less fortunate. But people got them mixed up, and there was little kids that had, the double header when they opened it up under the tree, and then there was, there was girls disappointed, like, where am I supposed to stick this Yahtzee game? You know,
Well,
I mean,
and it's hard to explain. How am I supposed to look at my sister and my son and explain to him what an anal plug is? I can't be doing that. I'm trying to raise a boy. It's hard enough in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? Please, people, these are toys for kids, for God's sakes.
well, I mean, that's why we had to, you know, the OWF Christmas party, we had to quit calling it Dirty Santa because God dang, I mean, the stuff was getting brought was just it's unspeakable, even amongst grown folks. It was
There's some real perverted people out here, Whitey.
They are. Half of them are in the wrestling business. Excuse me. Half of them are in the damn wrestling business, it seems. Bunch of damn
exactly.
And low lifes, just to be honest. But we're doing this. We got to get some good vibes going. I mean, Delbert's gonna have to be out looking for a job this week. I gotta look for another trailer and another lot because I mean they kicked me out of the park. Some bitches. I mean, I can't help it. So I mean, we got a lot on our plate, but nonetheless, we are still gonna try to help these kids with the deathmatch toy drive. So if you are a deathmatch wrestler and you want to donate your time to this good cause, hit us up. We'll get you booked. But here's the thing. You got to really be willing to help these kids because like Delbert said a minute ago, don't be one of these sissies that signs up for the death match and then you show up and you ain't willing to die. You just want to wrestle. That ain't it. You got to give your life for these damn kids, all right? You got to be willing to sacrifice. That's a small price to pay so some kid can have, you know, a good Christmas and have him a damn G.I. Joe or whatever.
These kids depend on it. You ever looked in a kid's eyes and tried to explain to him what happened after a death match was over when nobody died? It's discouraging.
I mean, they go home crying. They're like, you know, they think nobody cares. You know, like here they had this death match tournament for us cheering, and these sorry some bitches won't even die. Like, what? I mean,
well, you turn it into another, like the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus. Is this just something they tell me? No, we guarantee at the OWF death match event, somebody will die.
And now here's another question that's been asked, and I'm not trying to steal your thunder anyway, because I know this is an event you care a lot about. It means a lot to you, but people say, Whitey, why is Delbert the only one doing a toy drive for the kids? Why is it not Whitey Jenkins Deathmatch Toy Drive? Well, here's why. I can't be at the event due to some confusion with nephew Ronnie Jenkins. I'm currently not allowed to be around children. I've never ever been inappropriate around a child ever once. I really don't like children, to be honest. I don't like them in that way, and I don't like them in any way. But because of some of the stuff that Ronnie used to get accused of, I got some bullshit charges on me that I'm still trying to get taken care of. So I will not be at that event. So Delbert handles that. It's his show. He's taking care of it. So put all your questions to Delbert. He'll get you taken care of. Now,
now, Whitey, you leaving out the best part. If we have a good turnout, if everything's looking good and the event's successful, could we, before the end of the event, have like 1,000 foot away drive-by? Where you just drive by, but you stay the allotted feet away and maybe throw your hand out the window.
We'll have a drive-by, and I will appear via video cassette. I'll
go.
Do a pre-recorded VHS message, and then you got one of them old school little TVs that you stick the tape in there and play it. So everybody's going to get in pretty close because that screen's like that big, about the size of my head.
That's how much this means to us. That's how much this means to us.
I might even be Whitey Claus. I might put the beard on and talk to some.
Did you hear that?
If you know what I mean.
Did you hear that? An event he's not even supposed to be at. He's risking imprisonment to do a drive-by to say hello, to help the kids. That's the Whitey Jenkins I know.
Damn right. You won't see some of these other promoters doing that.
You starting to get soft in your old age, Whitey.
That's what she said. Now, let me tell you something I am involved with. That's our OWF training school right there. Only $900 cash money. You can be trained by me, Delbert. If Cuck Chad is out of the big house by then, he would be involved. We got some surprise guest trainers that'll pop up there. But if you want to be the bestest in the South, you got to train with the bestest in the South. And if you get with us, then you might just be the next big outlaw wrestling superstar to be on OWF TV, which is the best wrestling on television right now. OWF is the best, not just the best in Alabama, not just the best in Memphis, not just the best in North Mississippi, East Mississippi. We are the bestest in the whole South.
We're the flagship, the measuring stick. When other companies think about where they want to go as far as growth, they look to the OWL.
Damn right. We lead the way. We lead the way in wrestling. We lead the way in podcasts. I dare you. There is freaking 50, 100,000 wrestling podcasts out there right now. And then 10 million of other podcasts.
That's true.
Ain't none of them as good as me and Delbert. I dare you. You show me a podcast that's better than the Whitey Jenkins Show, and I will tell you to kiss my ass, you're a liar, because it can't be true, because this is as good as it gets right here.
And if you think we're not walking around and checking with people in our demographic, we are. I asked my Aunt Cindy yesterday, and she said our podcast is good. So we've actually got feedback from people.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I think that's probably, besides the fact that you were the best biscuit maker and everybody was carrying on when they came up in that Hardee's, you know as well as I do that Devon has that podcast he does where they review like classic rap albums or whatever, and he was mad that more people watch our show than watch his podcast. So it was podcast jealousy, it was biscuit making jealousy, and probably once you pulled your wieners out, you probably had him beat there. He's probably mad about that too. He was probably mad that he had his under his apron and nobody could even tell. But yet everybody's like, Delbert, why's your apron sticking out like that?
Exactly. I bet they would be impressed. I bet you could charge more money for the biscuits if they knew my wiener was out.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. I'm sure it'd be some ladies come down and go, "Hey, we want the old Polish sausage biscuit, if you know what I mean." And I think you
hell
do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Now, just to be clear, for those that are concerned, if you bring your children to Delbert Jenkins Deathmatch Toy Drive, yes, he'll be wearing an apron because he will be working in a concession stand, but he will have breeches on. He will not have his pecker loose under his apron with children around. That's you can mark his words on that. I mean, fool him once, shame on him. Fool him twice, that's a felony. I think is how that goes.
Look, since we're being honest with each other, I'm not in a habit of pulling my wiener out under aprons. I've not done it before. Devon was like, "Hey, it'll be funny if we pull our wieners out under our aprons." And I was just trying to show that whore Tammy in the back. I was like, "Hey, Tammy, my wiener's out." You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was escalate to be something that it was never supposed to be. I was just trying to, maybe fuck Tammy on her smoke break or something.
And I know Tammy ain't trying to act like she ain't been around somebody with their wiener out, because God dang, we all know.
When I said, "Hey, Tammy," I told her sometime during the day, I said, "Hey, Tammy, my wiener's out right now." And she didn't even look surprised. She's an old whore. I'm telling you, man.
Well, yeah, I'm sure she just assumed. She's probably like, "Turn that apron around. Let's take a smoke break.
Let's have a gander at it."
Yeah. Because I mean, she's notorious. I mean, there's two things let's just be honest, since we're being honest here. There's two things that Hardee's was known for since you've been there was
Whores and tattletales.
Delbert makes the best biscuits around, and
Fact.
Tammy's a dirty whore. And if you wait around until after her shift, you know, well, you know.
Tammy's a dirty whore, and I dare you to eat her biscuit. How about that? How about that? How about that, Devon?
Devon, you some bitch! Don't let us catch you out somewhere.
If I see him out,
for somebody that sets somebody up like that.
A dirty snitch. If I see him out, I'm gonna kick him right in his beanbag, Whitey. I swear to God, I am. I'm gonna go back to prison.
I don't blame you. When he goes down, I'll stand on the side of his head. You know, I wear them big high tech boots. I'll stand on the side. I'll leave an imprint on the side of his damn head. Because if he had a problem with you, then he should have just come up and he shouldn't have talked you into having your wiener out under the damn apron and then go and telling the boss. And then and that son bitch too. Mr. Hinckley's got it coming. How you gonna call somebody? I don't know when we're gonna air this. This probably come out Monday or Tuesday. But full disclosure, we recording this on a Sunday morning. That man called you on a Sunday. First of all, to even talk about wieners on a Sunday morning on the Lord's day.
Who
and then
does
fire
that?
you from your employment on Sunday morning right after Thanks freaking giving? Are you kidding me?
Who does that? That's not very Christmas spirit like.
Hell no, that ain't spirit of Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Black Friday, none of it.
And it's not Christian. It's not Christian. They're all going to hell. I bet you they go to hell, Whitey.
Well, I'm sure they will. If I have anything to say about that, I'll pray for that every day.
Exactly.
If you can do that. You can pray for somebody to go to hell. Some people say that ain't right, but I think you can.
Sometimes I light a candle.
Then it's just kind of who's got more favor, you know. And me and Jesus were like that, son.
You remember Jeanette that run off with my neighbor?
Yep.
I lit a candle hoping she'd die. 2 weeks later, she was in a car wreck.
Yep. And I mean, I know it was coincidence. I just happened to wreck my truck that same day. But you know, it's just what they say. Lord works in
Exactly. But your truck drove away. Jeanette's car, it didn't.
Nope. And we know who was in charge of that.
The big man at Jesus had the wheel on that day.
That's right. And he took it straight into the side of her LeBaron.
Oh, man. The good old days. The good old days. Hey, but this show's not about us killing a woman in 2006.
No, that was awful specific. But anyway, no, it ain't about that because that didn't happen.
Never. Allegedly. Allegedly killed a woman.
That was the Lord's will. And that's all we can say about that.
Her time was up, Whitey, and when the Lord punches your card, the Lord punches your card. That's all there is to it.
Damn right. And I can't wait till we're able to talk a little more about the incident at Family Jewel because I'm still pretty perturbed about it. And
when will we be able to talk about it? Have you talked to Klein about any of this that's transpired?
I talked to him about the Family Jewel thing. He was already looking into that for us. Now I got to call him as soon as we get off here and tell him about this Hardee's conspiracy thing that's going on. See what
we may have a suit. We may have a suit. We may come back, and this time next year it'd be the Hardee's OWL.
Damn right. Jewel. Or Hardee's may not exist anymore. We might just sue their ass into bankruptcy and start our own restaurant.
We might give Dustin Starr a run for his money.
Oh, don't even mention that wig wearing son bitch. We ain't gonna talk about him on here.
What did he say?
He still hasn't come clean about wearing a wig, and I didn't want to bring this up, but you know, there's a good chance, it's possible, it's liable, it's likely that he put Devon up to setting you up.
You don't think he'd do it, do you?
Well, I mean, he got you fired from your last job. He got you fired from your last job, and I don't doubt that he didn't rig that grill up, that deep fryer up to blow my damn trailer up.
You know what? You think he might be out to get us?
He might be a made man. He might be part of that Memphis Mafia. I mean, you remember back in the day they had the Memphis Mafia. It was
Right.
It was Eddie Gilbert and Doug Gilbert,
Elvis,
and Brian Christopher and Elvis and Scotty Flamingo was all in that Memphis Mafia. And
right.
Dustin Starr may be a part of that Memphis Mafia. We may have stepped on the wrong toes, Delbert. I mean, he may have a hit out on us.
But he don't know the Jenkins. We finish what we start.
Somebody might accidentally T-bone his car.
He may be in a car accident soon. He may be.
That's right.
He may accidentally get offered a commercial where his hair catches on fire.
Like old Michael Jackson back in the day. He probably don't remember. That's probably for his time.
You ever seen Dustin Starr moonwalk?
I haven't, but I heard he's lighting his loafers. I assume that meant he was good at moonwalking.
You know, I interviewed Stevie Idle, and he told me off air that he wouldn't be surprised if Dustin Starr wasn't an alien.
Man,
like a lizard person.
Stevie Idle has all the inside track too. I mean, if he said that, I might do some looking into that. Maybe Justin Klein can look into that too.
I told him, I said, look here, Stevie, I want to know if he's wearing a wig or not. You're blowing my mind right now. He said he's a lizard people sent here from another planet to mine the earth for its resources, and then they're going to leave us to die.
Stevie Idle's deep, man. He's on a whole nother realm than the rest of us. But we're out of time, though. Remember, folks, get your tickets for Delbert Jenkins' Deathmatch Toy Drive. Just hit us up.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be very exciting. We just can't say where. But it'll be a good cause for the little cheerings. And remember, if you want to learn to wrestle, if you want to be a TV wrestling star, if you want to be an outlaw, hit us up. Only $900 cash money, and you too can be one of the bestest in the South. We'll catch you here next time on another episode of the Whitey Jenkins Show.